all talked about different types of genres, right?
Yes.
And so it's 4 major types of genres that you all have discussed in the beginning of the year. In your groups, talk to your groups about the 4 types of genres that you all discussed.
Fictional
Poetry.
Fictional poetry.
Okay, so I heard some of you all talk about the 4 types of genres that were discussed. Nonfiction, fiction, drama, and poetry. Those are the 4 types of genres that have been discussed that you all have talked about. Now you also talked about some subgenres. The subgenres are those that are the subgenre like science fiction, historical fiction. So today we're going to talk about historical fiction. Historical fiction is, I'm going to pass out these sheets. And you all put your headers on your papers when you get your sheet. What you have as your definition for historical fiction. Historical fiction. Can you give me the definition for historical fiction? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh. A subgenre of fiction that tells stories about a true event or a historical time period with fake characters or events.
So basically, historical fiction is a made-up event that takes place in a time period that is actually true. So you all know about the Titanic, correct?
Yes.
And you know how the Titanic is an actual real ship. But in the movie, it has made-up characters and a made-up event that happened. But the Titanic is the actual real ship. Okay? So historical fiction is a made-up event with a true time period that has taken place. So let's, up under historical fiction, let's look at the examples so that we can identify historical fiction. It reads an excerpt from the novel Bronze Star by Aaron King. World War II has been hard for Mama Corner. So it's talked about World War II. And we know that World War II is what? An actual event. It's an actual war. So in this particular novel, World War II is the actual thing that took place. But as we would continue to read, we would know that either the characters or the events in that particular novel aren't real. So that's how we can determine what historical fiction is. Now, we all know what nonfiction is, right?
Yes.
So who can tell me what nonfiction is? Henry, what's nonfiction? I can hear you. When something is real? Okay. What's the definition that you have on your sheet that nonfiction reads?
Nonfiction writing that is based on facts, real people, and real events such as a biography or history.
So we know that all nonfiction things are true, right? Everything in nonfiction is true. So nonfiction articles would be from our encyclopedias, our newspaper articles, even our textbooks. All of those things there comprise of nonfiction material. And then you will see something as an example that says, it's an excerpt from your social studies textbook. Anything that's from a textbook, like I said, a newspaper article, those things are nonfiction because we know that all of the facts, all of the materials inside of those things are true. So with your highlighters, if you can highlight where it says up under historical fiction, that it says that it's an excerpt from the novel, so that we can identify that that shows us that historical fiction, those things are from novels. In the novel that we're going to be reading, Numbers